So we are a grassroots, cross-partisan citizens rebellion against big money politics. We believe that our political system is corrupted by money flowing in from billionaires and super PACs and wealthy corporations and unions that are trying to influence the political process and violate the will of the people. And that whether you're liberal or conservative, whether your issue is the environment or healthcare or education or opportunity, whatever it may be, this is the first issue. That we must restore a representative government where every voice is heard. And in order to do that, we've got to get the big money out of politics that is dominating our elections and that is subverting the will of the people.
And how do you plan on getting that done?
Well, the first thing we have to do is build a movement. Our polls say that 96% of Americans agree with the problem, that there is too much money in politics, that it's corrupting our democracy, but not a lot of people have faith that it can actually get done. And so we have been trying to demonstrate personally to put our bodies on the line, if you will, by peacefully walking across the state multiple times. We've logged 30,000 miles collectively over the last 2 years, and demonstrating to citizens that we care enough to freeze our butts off, to invest in this movement and hopefully give other people hope in the process. There's a lot of solutions we've come up with. Our We the People pledge has 6 core reforms that we think would solve this problem. But before we can even think of implementing them in Congress, we've got to mobilize ordinary people to push back against the big money that has been dominating our politics for way too long.
And what is this the culmination of, could you explain what's going on here today?
So we're standing outside the We the People convention. This is a tent convention at political ground zero of national politics these last few days before the New Hampshire presidential primary. And we've been working for 2 years to get every presidential candidate on record addressing this issue. We've gone to hundreds of town hall events. We've been in front of every one of the candidates asking them what will they do specifically to end the system of big money corruption in politics. And we've decided to camp out now at political ground zero in downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, 3 days before the presidential primary. We've had candidates at all levels come and speak. We've had experts and leaders from around the country and a lot of citizen activists who want to see change coming here to Veterans Park to be part of this final culminating extravaganza, this We the People convention before the primary.
And what's your plan for Citizens United? Are you proposing some type of constitutional amendment? Could you talk a little bit about that?
So we think there are 6 key reforms that are needed to fix this broken system, and they're outlined on our We the People pledge. One of the key reforms is overturning Citizens United. That can be done 2 ways. You can appoint a new justice to the Supreme Court who differs with the 5. That could speedily overturn this decision. But beyond that, we think a constitutional amendment is called for, the 28th Amendment to the Constitution. We've done this, each generation has had its amendment, and we want this to be the next amendment that we make to our Constitution, to say that, yes, free speech is a sacred American right, but that does not necessarily include the right of billionaires to spend unlimited money to elect or defeat candidates. If we want to have real free speech, we must ensure that every voice can be heard, and so the constitutional amendment would accomplish that. It's not the only key reform. What we could do tomorrow and would have a huge impact to restoring the people's voice to politics would be to pass a system of small donor, citizen-funded elections. We've got billionaires bankrolling campaigns today, but we could create an alternative through a public match on small donations, through a voucher for every citizen to direct $50 or $100 of their tax money to the candidate of their choice. That way you could have real groundswell public support of campaigns instead of depending on the billionaires.
And are you guys supporting any specific candidate that you think is more equipped to get this done?
We do not support any candidates. We're a nonpartisan movement. We do educate citizens about the positions candidates have taken, and we try to hold those candidates accountable. So we will continue to do that and encourage citizens to vote for the candidate who has the strongest position. But we want all the candidates to compete for support. We've been hearing Senator Sanders has been loud and clear throughout this campaign. Secretary Clinton has also come out with a very comprehensive plan. So on the Democratic side, both candidates are strongly on record. And the Republicans have supported part of this reform agenda. We're waiting for them to go all the way, but they've certainly come part way.